I'm Gauranga Das. I did my BTech from IIT Mumbai 89-93, and I joined ISKCON in 93, and last 30 years I've been studying the Vedic literatures, especially the Bhagavad Gita and the Bhagavad Puran. And I'm also involved in the practical application of spirituality through self-transformation and sustainability and social impact. And last 10 years, I've been working in creating a Govardhan eco-village on the outskirts of Mumbai in Palghar district. And we have reached out to 300 villages around the Govardhan eco-village where we are doing rural development work. So this is a brief introduction of myself. I'm also visiting faculty at IIM Nagpur for a program known as Life Management Skills for PG diploma students of first year. I'm also an advisor on the Central Sanskrit University of Government of India. And we are running the Bhaktivedanta Research Center, which is an academic MA and PhD granting institution, which is affiliated to Mumbai University. Is defined as the gap between expectation and reality. Just like the computer has a hard disk and a screen. The screen may look very attractive, the keyboard may look attractive, but if the hard disk is corrupted by a virus, the computer hangs. Like that, the body may look healthy, the body may look attractive, but if the mind, which is like the hard disk, is filled with anxiety, stress, and other kinds of insecurities, then it crashes just like the hard disk crashes. So therefore, expectation and reality may not always be within our control, but expectations is within our control. And therefore, we have to train students how to be, even in the most helpless condition, not to become hopeless, but to remain hopeful. And for that, we should realize that expectations arise from a part of our body, which is known as the mind, and the mind can be strengthened just like any other muscle. And the process of strengthening the muscle of the mind is the exercise is known as meditation. So therefore, different meditation methods are available, and I recommend that the student community follows in the footsteps of Prime Minister Modi, who has popularized yoga so much, and also involve in some kind of reflection, contemplation, introspection, meditation through yoga of different types, especially through Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Raj Yoga, various kinds of yoga options are there. They can choose one of those and try to transform their mind into something which is focused, having the pure intention, resilient, and having empathy for all. Needs to meet technology. The way to do it is 9 p.m. to 9 a.m. is a 12-hour period which the students should focus on their personal transformation, self-transformation, transformation through connecting with wisdom by accessing texts like Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavad Puran, which will help in their self-development, self-transformation, self-purity, self-growth. Having spent quality time in their sleep, in their exercise, and in building their spiritual and mental and intellectual muscles. The 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. 12 hours should then be utilized for the best kind of education available across different varieties, whether it is in person, whether it's online, through LMS, through various other methodologies. The problem is when people are simply invested in getting education from gadgets and from outside and from courses, they forget that a very important element of education is processing all of that knowledge, because in the traditional Vedic method, the Vedic education consisted of three things. Shravanam. Shravanam is hearing. Second was Mananam, contemplation. Third was Niridhyasan. So Niridhyasan basically means you get sufficient time to digest, apply, internalize that knowledge so that it becomes part of you. Today, the problem is the students are not spending sufficient time in methodologies for helping them digest, internalize this, and they are not able to spend quality time converting the information into transformation. And therefore, I would recommend that apart from the 12 hours of 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., which they can do as much as they like to assimilate whatever variety, diversity, and depth of different knowledge systems. But unless they spend quality time sleeping on time, waking up on time, exercising, and keeping the body fit, keeping the dietary habits under control, and then keeping the mind peaceful and under control by engaging in some of these meditative methods, then these 12 hours is preparing the student, preparing the machine of the body and the mind and the intellect to actually absorb and assimilate all that which that student is going to try to get in the 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. period. So these are my thoughts. Just being outwardly focused will be counterproductive because one is not spending sufficient time in internalizing all of this knowledge and transforming all of this into some productive action. There is a great opportunity for us to relook at our education system, and I'm glad that the new education policy 2020 has brought in the facility for two things. One is Indian knowledge system, which helps a person understand purpose. Because as you know, if we are only focused on skill and we do not give people the understanding of the purpose, then when they face challenges and difficulties, then they lose the will. So we need students with high skill and students with the right will, because the difference between success and happiness is success is to get what you like, happiness is to like what you get. And it's very important for students to be personally evolved and mature in such a way that they are not just cramming some information, but they are also being trained in how to apply that knowledge as per time, place, and circumstance. And the soft skills part is also trained to them so that they're able to make the right choices and communicate those choices based on their contemplation. So yes, contemplation leads to the proper choices being selected, leads to the proper commitment, then that leads to actual delivery of what that knowledge should be applied into. So what is important today is the education system has to bring in this Indian knowledge system, and they must bring in the professors of practice. Who are the professors of practice? Those who have spent significant time in an area and have become experts, and they have applied knowledge. So even in our current curriculum, at least 50% of the time of the pedagogy should be remodeled to include application, to include mentorship, to include internship, to include on-job training. Because in the West, the percentage content of OJT is very high. And whereas in India, it is all highly classroom based even today, it's becoming irrelevant. And therefore, it's important that the component of on-job training should increase, number one. And number two, diversity of experiences must increase. Just like in America, there is every university having study abroad programs. So the facility for Indian students to experience the diverse corners of India, to go to universities, to industries in different parts of India and different parts of the world for those who can afford, should be facilitated, because along with education, there needs to be experience. And therefore, I believe that these two things, increase in practical on-job training, and number two, exposure to more different varieties, I think these two would really improve the assimilation of applied knowledge. So applied knowledge along with Indian knowledge system, these two need to be enhanced and increased in our education system to be able to create human beings who are not just dealing with FILE, which is file, but they are also having LIFE, life. So that's my thought. I think it's important for us to develop curriculums around sustainability, social impact, but more importantly is, as you rightly said, let us curate field visits to the villages, Let us curate visits to centers of excellence where sustainability is showcased. At Govardhan Eco Village in Palghar, at least 10,000 students come every year, where at one shot they get an exposure to self transformation and self discipline. They get a perfect idea with courses on art of resilience, art of focus, art of habits, and most importantly, they get an exposure to sustainability because in Govardhan Eco Village, we have curated a zero waste project where the soil biotechnology plant processes 4 crore liters of fish fit water as a result of gravity driven sewage system which comes in a collection tank, and through various root bacteria, soil bacteria, geophygus earthworms, that sewage water is refined into fish fit water. And then they see plastic to fuel refinery, which converts plastic into diesel oil. Like that, the students are able to see at one shot solar power. They're able to see how we are creating impact with rural development, skill development. Almost 88% of children in India from the K to 12 are unable to go beyond 12th standard because 12th standard in India is known as educational line of control. There is an 88% dropout rate in India because of economic, social, and other reasons. Only 12% of students in India are able to go beyond 12th into college. It's such a privilege. So, therefore, when students come to villages, when they see the actual state of village schools, when they actually see the kind of economic deprivation which is there, and when they come and see how we are doing skill development, women empowerment, watershed management, how just the food coming on the plate is not coming on its own. There is a lot of hard work involved. So it's very important for students to have 4 things. They must have purity in their intention. They must not be just working out of fear or desire, but come to the level of working because of duty and love. So, purity of intention. Second, they must have the intelligence to make the right choices. They must have integrity of their character. And number 4, they must expect challenges and difficulties. And hence, when they come to the villages and they see the challenges and difficulties people are living with, then they see the fourth eye, which is the intensity with which people are striving to make their plans into reality. Therefore, I firmly believe that the time has come for the knowledge systems and education system in India to go beyond just sitting in 4 walls and even beyond just LMS on the computer, but let us train our students to visit places, meet people, explore opportunities, experience diversity, roll up their sleeves, make their hand dirty, and understand that yes, a lot of hard work goes behind even that grain of rice. A lot of hard work goes behind even a small brick which they see with which their beautiful house is made. A lot of hard work goes in transporting all of these which they get. And therefore, when they come back to their city abodes, they will feel more grateful. They will feel more satisfied. They will feel that, yes, it is not something which, we are missing in the city, but yes, we are getting an opportunity to contribute back to those in the city. Thank you.